Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tess B, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the concluding parts of applying to schools in US. This is the second episode, so if you know that you are yet to watch the first episode, you might consider going back to watch it before watching this video. I'm going to be starting with statement of purpose. Your statement of purpose is also another requirement. That's where you write about the research interest or whatever you are going for. That's where you talk about your passion. And I'm going to be saying this: your statement of purpose should radiate passion. Like, they should be able to see passion from how you write it. SOP is the short form of statement of purpose. SOP is like a deal breaker. Some people overlook SOP a lot, but trust me, SOP is the reason why somebody with a first class might not get into a school and somebody with a 2-2 will get into that school. I'm so not exaggerating right now. SOP is very, very important, because I've heard people say it a lot that I finished with 2-2 or I finished with this, so I'm not sure I can apply, because they feel that application process is for with first class and all of that. And I'm here to tell you that application, when they review the application, they review it holistically. They don't just look at your CGPA. They look at your CGPA, your GRE results, your TOEFL results, your statement of purpose, and your letter of recommendations, and even your CV, academic CV. They look at everything holistically. So your SOP should be something that you should be really intentional about when writing it. Firstly, I'm going to be saying this: your SOP should radiate passion. Secondly, in your SOP, you must mention research interest, the aspects you are interested in. Or before you apply to a school, make sure you go to their websites, go to the faculty page. Now, whatever you are going for, make sure that, for me, when I was applying, I made sure that at least 3 lecturers were doing what I was interested in. But I will tell you to have at least 2 people that are into whatever you're interested in doing. The reason is because they are going to accept you based on the fact that they have somebody that is ready to accept you, like a lecturer, a faculty member that is ready to accept you, because that's how you can get funding and everything. But if you apply to a school that they don't even have a research interest, you might be good, you might be sound academically, in fact you might even be their best applicant, but the fact that they don't have the specialized parts you're interested in, they are not going to admit you. And that's the way it works. That's why at times you'll be seeing people say, oh, they have a very good CGPA and everything, and they still couldn't get into some schools. So you have to be really intentional. Go through the faculty member page and be sure that they have the aspects you are interested in. And in your statement of purpose, make sure that you mention at least 3 faculty members in your SOP that you'll be interested in working with. So you can say something like, okay, I've gone through the works of Professor this, and I'm interested in our work because it perfectly aligns with my research interests. And then you mention another one. The reason is because you are giving them options, so that way, even if one of those faculty members is not recruiting anybody to his or her lab, at least you see another person that is recruiting or that wants to accept students. It just gives the committee an idea of where to put you into when you're applying. So you have to mention faculty members' name in your SOP, and before you mention them, you have to have reached out to them, and I'm going to be talking about that one later. But make sure you mention names of faculty members I'm interested in working with. Make sure you mention their research area and how it aligns with yours, and make sure your SOP radiates passion. Another thing you might want to add in your SOP is the reason why you're picking that particular school. Why are you applying for that school? Why are you interested in that school? You should actually write why you want to pick that school. What made that school stand out for you? It might be the fact that you have lecturers that are really into what you're interested in. Just make sure you write reasons why you are interested in applying to that school. You might want to try linking your previous experiences, probably your research experience, your work experience, your teaching experience. You might want to try to link it with what you are going for, because it doesn't make sense if you are saying your research interest is something else, your work experience is something else, your teaching experience is something else, and then now you're applying for something else. It makes them feel like you don't even know what you want. Make sure your first paragraph is very catchy, because the admission committee have lots of SOP to read, lots of it. So make sure your first paragraph is like it's very, very catchy. It catches their attention. Write something that will really catch their attention in your first paragraph and go straight to the point. You don't have to start beating about the bush and start saying, from when I was a child and I saw the moon, I realized that this is what I have passion for. Right from childhood, I realized I love science. No, nobody wants to hear that crap. Just go straight to the point, cut out all those things, because don't write generic stuff, you understand? Make your story, your SOP is your story and it's unique, so just try and go straight to the point. And that thing I'm going to be talking about is try to secure a PI, try to secure an advisor or a supervisor. Now, most people don't know this, and that's why I said in this video, like, I'm going to be as detailed as possible. In order to increase your admission chances, you might consider reaching out to professors, even when you're in your country, when you're trying to apply to schools here. Go to their faculty page, check out faculty members that are actually specified in what you are interested in specifying in. So reach out to them, send a mail to them to tell them that you are interested in working in their lab, you're interested in joining them and everything, and like, let them see a reason to pick you. Make them know that if you've had work experience in that area before, research experience in that area before, write it in the mail, attach your CV to it. So if they reply positively, just try and maintain correspondence with them, try and maintain communication with them, because the thing is, the way they review your application here is that faculty members are the ones that review your applications here. That's the way it's done. For most schools here, what they do is, if you mention a particular faculty member in your SOP, they take your application material, everything, to the faculty member that you mentioned in your SOP to review your SOP. So he or she will say if he or she wants you or not. So that's why it's good to have communicated with that person even before you submitted your application. In fact, some professors might go as far as even introducing you to his or her students. So that one, you know that, okay, you're already one leg in. Just try and secure a supervisor, you know, talk with them, do meeting with them and everything. So that's where you are increasing your chances of getting admission and of getting funding. The point is, faculty members have a say in the application process. They have a say in the outcome, in the admission decision, and that's why it's highly encouraged to secure a supervisor. Also, you are going to need letters of recommendation from your previous lecturers that have taught you in the past. Try to make your LOR is letter of recommendation. Try to make sure it's not generic, because most lecturers just write random things. Oh, he's a good boy, she's a good boy, she's hardworking, and that's all. Those are good things, those are positive things, but I tell you that that's what most people are writing, and that's very generic. To be very honest, I've seen someone who was rejected, and because if they reject you, you have the right to ask them that why were you rejected, and they will tell you why you were rejected. I've seen someone that they told him that it's because his LOR was too generic and his SOP was too generic. Try to make sure your lecturers don't write something generic. Try to tell them to be very specific. Okay, you are saying this student is very good. In what aspect is he or she good? You are saying he or she is very hardworking. The lecturer must be able to give an instance of where you were very hardworking, where you were very productive. Maybe, oh, there was a time we needed blah blah blah. Like, person must be able to give examples to back it up. Don't just say he's very good, he's very hardworking, he's polite. The lecturer should be able to back it up. He's very good because there was a time this happened. He's very polite because this and this. Like, talk about your achievements in the department and everything. So don't, make sure your lecturers don't write a very generic LOR. And it will be very nice if your LOR can align with your SOP. If your LOR can mirror your SOP. If your SOP is saying that you have passion for this aspect or this specialty, your LOR should attest to that. Your lecturer should be able to say, oh yes, because I remember when we were in school, she once discussed a passion with me about this area of maybe chemistry or biology or whatever your field is. He wants to discuss it with me. So now they'll be like, oh, for your lecturer to even about your interest, that means you must be really interested in that thing. So it just shows that you are more intentional about the aspect you're applying to. So your LOR should mirror your SOP, and your LOR should please not be generic. Try to meet priority deadline. Priority deadline is always usually from like December, for some schools January 15, January 30, February 1st. So it varies for each school. So it's very advisable to meet up with priority deadline, because by the time they want to consider giving funding, they give funding first to those who meet priority deadline. That does not mean that the fact that you met priority deadline means that you automatically be admitted. No, but I'm saying that if you are admitted, like if you applied during the priority deadline, like before priority deadline, and then you got admitted, and another person that got admitted after the priority deadline, they will fund you that applied within the priority deadline first before they fund those that don't meet the priority deadline. That's why it's called priority deadline. So those are people they place on priority. Priority deadline is always very early, so make sure you target priority deadline. Another advice I'm going to be giving is that try and have more than one area of specialization you're interested in, more than one research interest. Have like maybe 2 or 3. If you are the one that know this is what I want to go for, just this area of specialization. Now if you apply to a school that maybe is only one lecturer that is into that thing, this lecturer also have other people that, like, you're not the only person applying to that field, so it's more competitive. Imagine someone comes to me and tell you that, oh, I want you to apply to this school, I think they need students, and then you check the school and you realize that the school does not have the one research interest that you're interested in. That means you won't be able to apply to the school. But if you have like 3 research interests, it means that your chances are broadened. So if you have like 3 research interests or 3 area of specialization that you're interested in, that way when you check for a school, at least one of those research interests will be present in that school. If at all you don't have anybody doing one, you see somebody doing the other one, or maybe you see 2 people doing that one. So like I said, always make sure that you have at least 2 faculty members that are into what you are doing in that school. And I also forgot to mention something in my last episode. If you've not watched it, please go and watch it. For the GRE, I would advise you not to just prepare for GRE. Like, don't just read and all. Take practice tests. Practice tests are tests, they are mock tests that simulate the real examination. When you take it, it times you the normal time. Like, it just gives it, number one, it helps you know where to work on. It gives you an idea of how well prepared you are. It helps you to manage your time properly, because if you are just reading without taking any practice tests, it's really not going to help you. But when you take practice tests, you know the aspects to work on, because when you see your result and then you realize that maybe your verbal is very low, you know, oh, you need to prepare more in verbal. Or maybe you notice that it's the aspect that has to do with new vocabularies that scoring low, that you know, okay, you have to study more GRE vocabulary. So you just know the aspect to prepare for, and also you're able to manage your time, because your first exam should not be the real exam. You should have taken, in fact, take practice tests every 2 weeks. You don't have to be fully prepared before you take practice tests. Take them. Practice tests will let you monitor your progress. Probably last time you had maybe 280 something, the next time you're having 290 something. You're able to track your progress and everything. You're able to work under the given time. So practice tests really helps. I advise you to take practice tests. I'm going to drop links to practice tests under the bar for this video, so you can click on those links to take as many practice tests as possible. So after you're done with all these things, you can go to the schools you're interested in applying to. And one of the things you should consider when applying to schools is also ranking. So you can go to US News, usnews.com. That's where they rank schools, national ranking and everything. So you can check their ranking and all of that. So you go to the website of the school you're interested to, you can apply online, then that's where you get to submit your application materials and everything, and then you wait back for decisions. So I advise to actually apply to as many schools as possible, so that at least if you're not getting something positive from one, you know you still have other options left. So I'm going to be stopping here for this video. If you know that you found this video very useful or very helpful, please like the video, share the video. If you're yet to subscribe, please subscribe to my channel, turn on your notifications, and also if you have any question, you can drop them in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching my video. Bye.